Day 3 in our series, Can We Talk? We tackle the in-law issue. Rhona Berens, PhD and parent advocate, discusses this hot topic and puts things into perspective.
I think in-laws are a major issue in many relationships, new parents and otherwise. But I think with new parents, it can be especially problematic to the couple because if you're dealing with a new baby, you're exhausted and you're on a really steep learning curve. And you're questioning the choices that you're making constantly. You believe you've killed your baby many, many times, right? I mean, I know I certainly did when my daughter was born. Not so much with my son. With the second, I don't know, I'm not so worried about anything happening, right? But when my daughter was like, oh my God, what have we done? What, long-term impact, right? So you're completely frazzled and fried to begin with. And if you throw in-laws who intervene in ways that are not comfortable, that can be really problematic. But it's also problematic because there are split loyalties, right? So for us, let's say this is my in-laws, but for my spouse, in my case, it's her mom and stepdad. And so there are loyalties there. I may have, loose loyalties, but they're not direct loyalties. My loyalty is to my spouse. Well, my spouse's loyalties are to the parents as well as to me. So that is really, really challenging. So what I actually suggest to couples is what ends up often happening is we go into complaint mode. Your mother is driving me nuts. Can you please just get her to stop? I don't want to hear, right? So we go into that complaining to the spouse. So one of the suggestions I have, and it's hard when we, are new parents and we're exhausted. It's hard to think, never mind to think beyond one step in front of us. But if we can, instead of to go right to the complaint, actually to try and get to, under most of our complaints are, dreams or desires or yearnings or wishes, things that we really want or hope for, that what we're complaining about, either we believe that complaint is destroying our dream or we're afraid it's going to. So it's really important, if we can, a great way to shift from complaining to a more positive kind of way of communicating with the spouses, which will have an impact on our relationship with our in-laws, is to try to get to what our desire is under our complaint. So if a mother-in-law is coming in and bossing us around about how to take care of the baby, it's likely our desire might be, I want to learn how to do this alone, or I want to learn how to do it with you, not with your mom. Or I already am worried I'm not doing it right, so I'd love to have a little more supportive energy around me. So if we can get to that and speak in that kind of language to our spouses, then our spouse doesn't feel like he or she needs to defend their parents. And then it can be a much more positive connection between the two of us in terms of trying to get our needs met. And sometimes it can also then be a positive conversation with the in-laws.